guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley if you are new. And if you are new, please go ahead and stop what you're doing. Do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button as well as that notifications bell so that you and I can become acquainted and so we can do things like this on the regular. So I'm actually coming in with a quick, I guess we could say fashion video. I essentially will be sharing with you guys today my Goyard collection. I guess, I don't know if we can necessarily call it a collection. I don't know how many pieces you have to have of the same brand to consider it a collection. I would probably say at least 10 pieces maybe, I don't know. But I definitely don't have 10 pieces, so I wouldn't consider this a collection, but I do have a few pieces that I want to share with you guys. I want to start also by saying that I want to put a little bit of a disclaimer out there. By saying that by no means is this a bragging sort of situation. If you know me, you know my personality is absolutely anti-bragging. Actually, that's one of my kind of personality icks that I don't like about other people. So like I said, if you know me, you know I don't brag. I don't brag at all. I don't really feel, especially about something materialistic. It's not worth bragging about, but I just want to put that out there because people to think that I, by any means, am trying to brag, because again, that is not my style. But because Goyard is such a, I don't want to say it's an unknown brand, but because there are not a lot of stores specifically over in the US, and it's not a brand that you can purchase online, oftentimes people ask me questions about Goyard, about the brand, about pricing, about where you can buy it from particularly. So because there's not a ton of information out there, there is, if you search, there is, you know, enough information out there about Goyard, but it's just not like a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton where you can just kind of go on the website and kind of look at different things. You can go on their website and you can look at their pieces, but it's not going to tell you about pricing, etc. So because of that, people oftentimes, you know, want to know about the brand. So because of that, I want to come in and share my very small collection of Goyard with you guys. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna try to go in order by when I got the actual piece, and of course I'm gonna start with my first Goyard bag, which is of course which most people's first Goyard piece. And my favorite actual Goyard piece is the Goyard St. Louis GM. This is in the color black and tan. I want to say they call this like black and brown. I mean, they call it black and tan, if you will, but this is my first Goyard piece. I actually picked this up, and this is how it looks on the interior. I want to say I got this in 2015. That sounds about right. And I actually purchased it from either Bergdorf in New York or it was Barney's. I want to say it was Bergdorf. So yeah, I picked this up by just back then. You can just, and you might still be able to do that now, but you can just call Bergdorf Goodman in New York, which of course is a store. You can just call them up and say, hey, I want to order something. I want to purchase a piece of Goyard, and they would just simply ship it out to you. Also, back then when I got this bag, there was no tax. This is before they started charging taxes no matter what state you lived in. So back then in like 2015, if you didn't have the store in your state, girl, you didn't have to pay no taxes. So because of the taxes, and I don't know how much this was 8 years ago, so don't get me to lying, girl. But I know for sure I probably saved at least, let's say $150 to $170 just off of taxes. So shout out to the way things used to be. But yeah, this is my first bag, still in pretty good condition. I still carry it quite often. And so yeah, that's my first piece of Goyard, which is the St. Louis GM totes in the black and brown color. Moving right along. Second piece I picked up was from Barney's in Boston. Of course, this is bittersweet just talking about this because Barney's is and this one I think I got, let me say that first. I think I got this one in 2016 or 2017. I'm pretty confident it was, we'll say 2017. So Barney's obviously used to be a major, amazing, exclusive department store. And again, because we didn't have a Barney's here in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia at all, calling over the phone, ordering it, the same process as I did with the Bergdorf Goodman, you didn't have to pay no taxes. So save the same amount of taxes on this bag as well. And this is my second piece, same bag. Like I said, I love the St. Louis GM, like most people do. But this one is in the color green which I'm starting to see this more often. A lot of people have, if you have a Goyard piece, normally your first piece is going to be a St. Louis GM or a St. Louis PM. It does come in a, this is the larger size. It does come in a smaller size, which is the PM size. But this color, I'm starting to see this quite often. A lot of girls have the green, and I absolutely love it. This is how it kind of looks up close and personal. It doesn't look this kind of wrinkled once it's stuffed, but I haven't carried this in quite some time. But this is how it looks on the inside. As you can see, pretty good condition for a bag that is, we'll say, at least 6 years old. So that again is my second Goyard piece, the green St. Louis GM. I love this. So my third piece of Goyard came from a different resource, which was actually pre-owned, and it was from my favorite pre-owned site, and a lot of your guys' favorite pre-owned sites, and that is, of course, Fashion File. So I picked this up. This is the Senate GM in the color gray. So this is basically like a technically it's like a legal document holder, but you know, we never use the items for what they were initially intended for. It is, the interior of this is their signature mustard yellow, which I think, or marigold, whatever you want to call this color. But I think this is super cute. And this is huge. I don't know if it's coming up as big as it is in person on camera, but she's a big girl. As you can see, she's covering pretty much my whole chest. She's a big girl. This is how she looks from the side. Again, technically it is a document holder, but of course we carry it as a clutch. And this is probably one of their, I don't want to say one of their more popular pieces, but I would see this more often a few years ago. Now they have a couple of different other like toiletry pouches and cosmetic cases that I'm starting to see people are having those a little bit more. But this one I absolutely love. I wanted this so bad, and I wanted the biggest one because, you know, I like the big things. However, after I got it, I was like, you know what, it probably would have been more practical to get it in the MM size, which is like the medium size. The medium size is probably like almost the same size as this without this, maybe this section. But I got this for a pretty good price off of Fashion File, and I probably purchased this about 2 years ago, but I absolutely love it. It fits my MacBook Pro, which I have just a 13-inch MacBook Pro, but it fits my laptop. If I want to take it traveling, I actually took this to Paris when I was there a month or so ago. So I love this, and I also absolutely love this gray color. So she's super cute. And again, this is the Goyard Senate the Goyard Senate GM, which is again the largest size, and Mama loves it. And I also love this gray color. So keeping this thing chronological, the next piece that I picked up was what I kind of mentioned earlier, which is my Goyard Supplice or Chouplice. Don't give me the line, girl. This is essentially the Goyard card holder. And of course I have it right here in the color orange. This is the first piece that I actually picked up in an actual Goyard boutique. When I went to Chicago a few months ago, I went to the Neiman Marcus store on Michigan Avenue, specifically because I knew that they were one of the only boutiques in the US. There's only a few. They have a full store in New York, a full Goyard store in San Francisco. Shout out to Millie, that's my bestie, and that's her city. They have a full store, I think, in Miami, and I want to say that's it, girl. And then they have a boutique inside of Neiman Marcus Chicago, and then I want to say they also have a Goyard boutique inside of Neiman Marcus in Dallas. So there's only like maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 places you can buy Goyard in the US. So because of that, I've never been inside of a boutique. Like I told you guys before, my clutch was purchased off of Fashion File. My first 2 bags were bought on the phone from Bergdorf and from Barney's. So when I went to Chicago in June, that was my first time inside of a boutique. It was an interesting experience, we'll say that. They definitely make you kind of wait outside. They only allow 1 person in the store at a time, which I thought was so bizarre, especially since we were past COVID regulations. But yeah, so it was an interesting experience, but I just wanted to have an experience inside of the boutique because I love the brand so much, and I knew that I wanted a card holder. I honestly tried to wait. It would have been better for me to wait, because, and this is how the inside looks. So of course it's orange, and these are hand stitched. So all that stitching that you see, that white stitching, is all hand stitched. Some of the stitching wasn't as perfect as it could have been, but at the same time, it's not machine stitched, so it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna look like machine stitching. But anyway, I should have waited until I went to France, because I literally was going to France like in 3 months after I was in Chicago. But the pricing, of course, in France, because it is a French brand, is less expensive. However, this was like $450 US plus tax. In France, it's 350 euros, and then you get your VAT refund. So probably would have saved maybe $70 or so, which is significant, because girl, we could have spent that at somebody's restaurant. However, I was just super pressed to go into the boutique and purchase something, especially on my day trip to Chicago. So super happy I had this, and this again is the Goyard Supplice card holder in the color orange. So my latest Goyard purchase, of course, since I just mentioned France, I told you guys, well, y'all already know, if you saw my France haul, my Paris haul, which I'll link that down below. I'll also link down the video of Chicago day trip, so you guys can see that experience going into the store. And then I also did an unboxing of the card case and I talked about a little bit of the history of Goyard in that video as well. So I will link my Paris trip down below, my Goyard video, as well as my Paris haul. So all that will be included in the description box. But anyway, with all that being said, I was in France. Again, that is a part of my personality. I hope I'm not annoying y'all with that, but I was excited. So when I went to France in the end of September, I did pick up a piece that was on my wish list, and that is another St. Louis GM, girl. Essentially, I wanted like a total of 5 of them in different colors. So of course I have now the navy. This one is the St. Louis GM in the color navy. I know on camera it's kind of coming off as black, but it's definitely navy. Same interior as the other one. And you might be wondering what this little piece is that's hanging. It's because each Goyard St. Louis comes with a, I guess you could say like it's kind of like a SOG. I'm going to show y'all that shortly, but it comes with like a little like SOG pouch, because this is like a, a dark hoe. They give you like a pouch similar to what they do with the Neverfulls, how it comes with a pouch on the inside to keep kind of like your credit cards and stuff like that. So that is what this is for. You cannot cut this off. You cannot remove this. So what I do, because I don't keep my the little pouch attached to it, I just keep this stuffed into the purse, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. But again, this is the Goyard St. Louis GM. This is my latest purchase, and this one is in the color navy, which I absolutely love. This is the prettiest like midnight blue navy color, and I'm super glad that I was able to pick it up. I was debating against this one because I had, like I said, I wanted a total of 5 different colors. I already have the black and brown, I have the green, I wanted a navy one, a gray one, but I already have the gray large clutch, and then I also wanted a maroon one. So I was going back and forth between this one and the maroon one when I was in the store, but I decided to go with this one, and I'm super happy, but I still need a maroon one. So let's go ahead and kind of wrap this thing up. So like I said before, if you have the St. Louis, or if you get a St. Louis tote, you also get kind of a bonus. I call it a 2-for-1. So you get the tote, and then you also get an SLG, which I guess you can just say is like I call them SLGs, or just like little pouches or whatever. These are the pouches that go inside of the actual St. Louis GM. So of course, like the bag, I have the black and brown one, I have the green one, and then I also have the newest one, which is the navy one. So what I typically do is, even if I'm not carrying the actual bag, I will still have one of these in my purse, because obviously you can remove them from the little string or from the little leather strap inside of the purse. So what I typically do, no matter what bag I'm carrying, because I'm not even carrying a Goyard bag right now, but I still am using this pouch. So this is my navy pouch. So what I typically do, how I have my bag set up, I'm actually right now carrying my Alexander Wang Rocco, the black one with the rose gold hardware. So inside of that bag, this is kind of how, this is how I got my SOG set up. So I have the navy Goyard pouch, and then what I typically do is inside the pouch, I will have a card holder. So this is my Chanel Black Caviar Gold Hardware card holder. So I will have that inside of the pouch just for extra security, because this is kind of small. So I just kind of, and since the tote is just kind of like a dark color, like I said, I will have my card holder inside of my Goyard pouch, and then I will have that inside of my purse. And so yeah, that's typically how I have it set up. So like I said, in addition to you get a St. Louis GM tote or a St. Louis PM tote, you also get an added bonus, which is kind of like it's not free because you're paying for it, girl, but you do get a 2-for-1. So these are my 3 Goyard pouches. So the brown one with the black, the green one, and the navy one. So that, especially back when I initially started purchasing Goyard in like 2015, 2016, I didn't know a lot about the brand other than what I was reading like on the Purse Forum. If you know, you know, that app. And I think it's still an app. I might need to re-download the Purse Forum because them girls be knowing. But that's kind of how I initially did my research for Goyard, is through the Purse Forum. So if you have any questions, if I'm able to help you, please comment down below. Let me know. If you are, I would consider myself a Goyard girl because it is my favorite. I guess I love all the brands for the most part, but it's just something about Goyard and how it is a little rare, and it's one of those if you know, you knows. And like I said, I'm not like I don't brag at all, and I'm not like somebody who's extremely flashy. So I just like, it's kind of like if you know what's going on over here, then you need to know, sort of thing. And if you don't, then ask. But if you don't, I digress. I love Goyard, and I did want to share that with you guys. I like what I like, and this is to be shared with those who like the same kind of stuff. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to, of course, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys and dolls in the next video.